My name is Father Charlie Bouchard, and I'm here to offer you a word of hope on the readings for December 12th, the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. There is more than one reading assigned for this day, and I'm going to focus on the reading from the prophet Zechariah. And in that reading, I was struck by the repeated use of the word dwell. It appears twice in there, and it talks about, or is at least alluding to, God's dwelling place. Now, for the people of Jesus' time, and especially for the Jews who preceded him, God's dwelling place was the temple. God dwelt in that temple, in the Holy of Holies, and only the priest could enter the Holy of Holies on certain days of the year. It was distant and remote, and it was magnificent and perhaps even a little bit fearsome. And yet at the very end of that reading from the prophet Zechariah, it says, God stirs forth from his holy dwelling. And that gives us an indication of a new way that God's going to be present to God's people in the future. The people of Jesus' time could scarcely have imagined what the prophet Zechariah was talking about. Perhaps Zechariah didn't even understand fully what the Holy Spirit was leading him to say. But it really meant that in the future, in the next phase of the reign of God, God's own self would be present not just in a faraway temple in a very holy place, but would be present in the flesh, in our own human existence. He would be born as a child in perhaps the most intimate possible way of being present as a person, and would actually inhabit a human body. This is really, I think, what we celebrate today on the feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and what we celebrated just a few days ago on the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. And we celebrate the fact that God is really and truly present in human persons, in us, first of all, which asks us to be respectful of our own lives, to take care of our health, to give thanks for the gifts that God has given us. But even more importantly, it asks us to remember in a time of violence and disagreement and all kinds of strife, that God is present in other people too. And that's what really gives rise to the importance of human dignity and respect for others. And so perhaps today, as we reflect on this presence of God reflected in the appearance of Our Lady of Guadalupe, we can think about how God is present in us and in others, and ask God to deepen our respect for that presence, to help us honor other people, and to give thanks for this great gift of a new kind of dwelling place that God has created for himself.